Hey guys, this is Xavier with Notebooks.com and Gotta Be Mobile. I'm here at IDF 2010, and yesterday I was working with a pretty heavy set of gear, including my Nikon D700, I had my Panasonic camcorder, which is about this big, and by the end of the day my back was hurting. I was lugging it all around, and I got really jealous of what some of the other writers here were using, including Avram Pilch from Laptop Mag. He had his Sanyo Exacti HD1000. My friends from Network News had little compact camcorders from Canon. So today I decided to lighten my load a little bit, and I'm wearing one of my ScottEVest outfits here. I've got a ScottEVest travel pants and a ScottEVest shirt, and I brought along my favorite notebook bag, which is actually not a notebook bag at all. It's from Voodoo Tactical. So I'm going to show you really quick what I'm using to cover the show and how I'm staying mobile today. First off, in my pants, which I believe there's about 19 or 21 pockets, something in that range, I'm able to sort of have a mobile video studio. So today, in one pocket, I've got my Sanyo Exacti 1000. I've also got full audio equipment in my cargo pants here. So I've got my Sennheiser microphones, a wireless mic with a lavalier. This side goes onto the camcorder, this side goes onto whomever I'm interviewing. I've also got my Shure headphones, mobile headphones. These are the M115 Plus model that works with the iPhone, so you can has both a mic and headphone jack. That's stuffed into my right side. My left side, I've got more video equipment, including a light panel, so it's a little dark in a lot of places at trade show floors. So I've got this is the micro LP light panel. I got one that's about twice as big as this I use on my larger camcorder, but for the Sanyo Exacti and some of my other smaller camcorders, I like this little compact thing. It does have a diffuser built into it, so you don't get that really harsh light, but this is a lifesaver when it's dark down in the booths on the show floor. Like I said, this has so many pockets that it's hard to keep track of everything. There's literally 18 pockets. These are great travel pants. I actually bought 3 pairs of these, and I've been wearing them all summer. My wife is getting really sick of me wearing these. One reason that I actually wear these quite a bit, especially when I know I'm going outdoors, is that the legs actually zip off. So these can instantly go from pants to shorts. I use these up at the racetrack in Sonoma. It's about 105 degrees out, and I was walking around the track most of the day wearing these as pants. But when it got too much to handle, I just zipped these off and threw the bottom halves into my notebook bag. Speaking of notebook bags, I've had a lot of notebook bags over the years, and they've all had their own shortcomings. This is currently my favorite notebook bag. It's not the most attractive thing. You wouldn't want to wear this into a boardroom, but it is very functional. This is a Voodoo Tactical bag. So this is actually designed for the military and police officers. It's a 3-day pack, which means that they can survive for 3 days without having to get food or supplies or weapons from anybody else. It can squish down really flat to about 4 inches thin and expand out to hold a whole lot of gear. When I expand it out, I can fit both a 15-inch laptop as well as a 12 or 13-inch tablet PC, iPad, or even my 13-inch notebook into this compartment here. But let me just show you a few things I've got going on here. These straps are really, really thick. I'm a big guy, and a lot of notebook bags, those shoulder straps aren't very thick. They're designed for, to make a fashion statement more than actual functionality. Another great thing about military bags that you won't find in notebook bags is that you can add a bunch of stuff onto them. In the military and the police forces, each officer, each rifleman might have different needs, different ammunition, different attachments are required depending on their mission. Just like them, those of us that are mobile geeks end up using a lot of different gear. So I've actually adapted some of the stuff that's made for the military, such as this pouch here, which is actually a magazine holder for a .308 sniper rifle. So this is something that you might buy if you're going to Iraq and you're a sniper, but I've actually bought it from the military surplus store, and this is what holds my iPhone in place. My BlackBerry Pearl, when I carry it, lives on this side. As you can see, this magazine holder is for a handgun. It's a little bit smaller, but it fits a BlackBerry Pearl perfectly. The entire bag has straps. This is called a mole system, and you can attach all sorts of attachments onto here to suit your needs. Another great thing about this is that it's weather resistant. What that means is that I don't have to worry about a little bit of rain if I'm outdoors with all of my gadgets and cameras. I just zip this all up, and as long as it's not a downpour, my gadgets are safe. Another thing that I really don't like about a lot of notebook bags out there is they're not really focused on safety and security. So a lot of notebook bags, if somebody wants to just run up behind you and unzip your bag like that, they can steal your laptop. If you're at a train station or a bus stop, it's pretty easy to access your stuff. With this bag, there's several straps that lock down all the zippers, and you have to make quite an effort to get into them. This also prevents your laptop from accidentally slipping out of your bag. If you guys remember back at CES 2010, my HP Envy 15 actually fell out of my bag, which was made from one of those fashionable notebook bag manufacturers. But let me show you inside this really quickly. Today we're at IDF, which is only about 10 or 15 minutes away from home, so I don't have a lot of the concerns about mobile computing that I do when I travel. So I brought along my 15-inch MacBook Pro. It is not as it's not as light as my HP tablet or my HP Envy 13 or any of the other products that we have in for review, but it has a Core i7 processor, some heavy-duty NVIDIA graphics, and it can make me a lot more mobile in terms of being able to get in and out of the press room, edit a video very quickly, and then hit the road. So it's a trade-off, but it works. It does have switchable graphics, so I am able to get about 5.5 to 6.5 hours of battery life. So if I switch over to Intel graphics, it beats out a lot of notebooks that are a lot lighter than it in terms of battery life. It is a little bit heavy though, and maybe I'll get something that like this, but a pound or two lighter in the near future. I always keep a number of Energizer lithium batteries. These are the advanced lithium. These aren't the most expensive ones they have. I generally buy the 8 packs that cost about 20 bucks. It's a step up from this. These batteries are godsend. I use these with my Nikon D700. I've taken about 4,000 photos using 8 AA batteries from Energizer, and it's still reading as full on my Nikon D700. I had that at the show yesterday. It's a beast. It weighs about 8 pounds with all the attachments on it, and my back was hurting a little bit, and that's why I left it at home. I keep the batteries on hand in here as a mainstay. They're just a great little product and something that I don't go anywhere without. You can do a lot of things with video, but one thing you can't do is make it shaky and post it online and not get complaints. So I brought this monopod. It's from Manfrotto. It's a 560B-1. This is a little bit different from most monopods because it has these little feet. It acts as a miniature tripod. It makes it a lot easier to stabilize your shots. Another great thing when using it with a compact camera like the Sanyo Exactly 1000 is that you can actually use this as a tripod. There's enough stability and it weighs enough that you can just put this on the floor and walk away and use it as a tripod. Great little device. Got it from Amazon. I think this is about 160, 170 bucks. I use that with still photography a lot. Got power cords in here. Of course today it's a MacBook Pro and a head unit for the monopod. Let's see what else we've got in here. Always need to have at least one USB cord here, just in case your adapters aren't working. Great for recharging gadgets. Speaking of recharging gadgets, one challenge I do have with the Sanyo Exactly series cameras is that the batteries don't last an incredibly long time. So what I did today is I brought along a CallPod adapter. This is typically used for smartphones. You can use charge up to 2 phones or devices simultaneously. There's tips for iPads, for Motorola, for any number of smartphones. But I lucked out. I happened to have a spare adapter that fit perfectly with the Sanyo Exactly. So I've been able to recharge my Sanyo Exactly twice so far using the CallPod. I still have about 80% of the battery left. So if that's any indication, I could probably use that Sanyo Exactly for about a week without having to plug into a wall. This is about an $80 device. They make another version called the CallPod Mono, which is half the size. Something that's a little bit more mobile that I'd recommend. Still in here, I've got a larger light panel. I didn't mean to bring this with me today, but it is a lot brighter and does even a better job of lighting up the dark. dark showroom floor. Load this up with the Energizer lithium batteries. Here's the version that I recommend using if you're looking to power up your mobile electronics. Great products, are very, very expensive. I don't recommend buying these if you're just throwing them in a remote control or using it with a device that you can recharge, or you're not going to use a whole lot in one shot. When you're at a trade show like this, it's just a pain to sit down and recharge gadgets. And like I said, with my Nikon D700, with these guys, these go forever. One thing that is not technology oriented, but tech oriented, but I do make sure to carry with me at all times these days is a bunch of medication. You know, it's something. There's been a number of times in my life where I've been at an event and got the sniffles, got a cold, got an asthma attack, and instead of running around to the pharmacy or a hospital to make sure I always have my stuff with me, something that a lot of people don't think about when they're putting their mobile kit together. The last thing that I wanted to show you that I really don't go anywhere without these days is a Sprint MiFi. This has since been discontinued. I'll probably be getting a Sprint Overdrive or a similar device in the near future. Usually at conferences like at IDF, they provide wireless access that's either open or they give you a password on the back of your badge holder. Generally, it works out okay, but a lot of times the internet goes down and gets overloaded. I checked out the network station upstairs. They have a display from Cisco, and right now it's late afternoon. A lot of people have gone home for the day, and there's still over 1,200 clients connected to the network. I can't count the number of times I've been at a conference where the internet goes down and there's a lot of frustrated bloggers out there. So this is my kit. This is what I carried. Like I said, it's a relatively compact kit for me. It's pretty lightweight. The heaviest thing in there is my MacBook. If I were to leave the MacBook in the press room or just leave it in my car, I'd have a mobile studio capable of shooting 1080p video. I've been shooting all my pictures today on the iPhone 4. I've said this before, the iPhone 4 has absolutely replaced my point-and-shoot cameras. I have not used the Canon S90 or any of my other point-and-shoot cameras since I bought this thing. When I really want to take nice photos, though, I pull out the Nikon D700. This is Xavier with GottaBeMobile and Notebooks.com. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any ideas for how I can improve my mobile kit, let me know.